72 Nova. Original V8 car. It's got the RALLEYs with directional Pirellis in good condition on the front. Matching RALLEYs. Good centers, good beauty rings. The only thing is the tires are a little too big to go on here, but they're there. All you gotta do is get some tires. It's got the big 10-bolt Posi. Needs minor attention to the tail pan. Check out the interior. Needs an interior. Needs some floor work, but some quick patches, even with some rivets or some type of two-step epoxy would do. B&M shifter. Good grill. You could paint the bumper. The chrome's not perfect. Small block 350 with double roller time and chain, performance GM balancer, Holley fuel pump. It's a 4-bolt main, steel crank, forged pistons with the double hump Corvette heads. I believe it's the Torquer, but I'm not sure. Intake, Edlebrock intake. Holley 750 double pumper on there. Good stuff. It's got the HEI distributor. Turbo 350 transmission. New shocks and brakes. Some new front suspension components. Unfortunately, it is drum in the front. Performance motor mounts. I forget what brand they are, but they were pretty expensive. So let me just do a quick. Now the front clip needs to be adjusted. What it is up here is a little too high, and it has to be dropped a little bit. But it's not a big deal. Just take about, some would say about 3 hours and a case of beer and a couple wrenches, I guess. Over here you'll see, got a nice A1 tachometer, goes up to 11 grand with the shift light. It's got the speedometer that goes up to 120. And it's got, like I said, the B&M shifter for the turbo transmissions. Bucket seats. Nothing special, but they're buckets. They're around that same year too, 70 to probably 72. It's not bad. I didn't get this car to sell it. I got this car to be mine, but my financial situation made it change. So you can mount the alternator without drilling into the double hump heads. I spent about $200 on the billet aluminum brackets, so you don't have to ruin the integrity of the heads. Anybody that, it's an old school type of person will respect that a lot. Also, all the alternator, water pump, and power steering pump and everything, it worked when it came off of a different Nova. So it should all be pretty much there, with the exception of maybe some bolts and a goofy little bracket here and there, but it should all be there. And that's the engine harness. It looks a little ratty, but I checked out, and for the most part, it's pretty good. It's enough to work with that you could just rob plugs and pigtails off like a junkyard thing if you needed something special. But all the important stuff, like the main plug to the firewall, all that's there. And there's the shift cable. Got some, I think they're headmen headers, but I'm not exactly sure. But the drive shaft, I had the U-joints. They're heavy duty U-joints pressed in both sides of the drive shaft. So you won't have to worry about anything like that. I would say, really, if you got this car and you did all the work yourself, you could probably get it running for $500 or less with some used parts. So it's a 72 Nova, and I hate to sell it. I was doing a couple things today, and It breaks my heart to sell it, but somebody's going to get a really good deal. So just give a quick little walk around. Dash is definitely in decent shape, just needs some armor all on it. Like I said, you patch the floors, you patch the tail pan there. Let me see if I can get that. It's not a big deal, and it's not really even rusted. You take that bumper off, weld in a little piece, maybe just finesse the tail pan a little bit more, it's a done deal. So I mean, if I'd even drive it just like that, and that's what my plan was going to be. If you were going to build that motor new, everything right there would probably cost you about $3,500. So it probably has something around 370 to 400, maybe a little more than 400 horsepower. And with the Posi, depending on what gears are in the center section of the Posi, it could be a really fast car. But this isn't for fuel economy, so don't expect it to be. And like I said, the front needs a little tweaking. Patch the floors, seal up that tail pan, you'd be good to go. So, burnouts, Posi burnouts, small block Chevy 350, steel crank, forged pistons, double hump Corvette heads, aluminum Edlebrock performance intake, Holley double pumper 700 carburetor, and that tack. So there it is. There it is. If you're interested, let me know. Hate to see her leave. See you guys.